Okay, hi, welcome to Tuesday's video. Spring has sprung here. I hope where you are enjoying some magnificent weather, minus the pollen. We've got a lot of pollen here. So if you've been with me the last few weeks, I've been doing a 5-week series on the things that we need to quit, we need to cut out in order to be mentally and mentally and emotionally healthy and stronger, okay? It's a lot of words. So we're here in week 4. We've talked about we need to stop people pleasing, we need to stop fearing change, and we really have to stop living in the past. So today's number 4, week 4, is a big one because I really struggle with this, and if you're a woman, you're probably right there with me. This is a big one for us females, and that is we have to stop putting ourselves down. We cannot be who we need to be and be healthy and emotionally, mentally strong and healthy if we're constantly dealing with and hearing the negative talk and putting ourselves down. We just can't. It's not possible. So I want to talk about a couple of factors with that. One is, why do we do it? And you want to tune into this because it's really interesting, especially for us females, as to why we do this. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, men don't struggle with this particular aspect as much. If you're a gentleman and you're here, thank you, welcome. In general, men don't struggle with this as much. I mean, that's why men can fill out their resume oftentimes and it looks very impressive, whereas women, we're very specific and exact about our abilities. Not saying they lie, I'm just saying, you know what I mean, the peacock syndrome, a little bit. I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness, I'm probably gonna get all kinds of, I'm just kidding. So why do we struggle as women with putting ourselves down? 2 main reasons, lots of reasons, but 2 main reasons. Number 1, and if you have a husband or a person, a man in your life and he's there, just don't let him see this part because he's going to hold this against you, because I just found this out and it's amazing and I didn't know it. But did you know that as women, the part of our brain that interprets negativity is bigger than the part of our brain that interprets and pulls in and remembers positivity? It's true. I mean, and men, it's not that way in their brains. Their brains do not develop like that. And this is where your husband or your man is saying, I knew it. I knew that you held on to stuff way longer. I knew that you saw negative before positive, and just move past this real quick. But it's true. I mean, men get all the stuff, right? Better metabolisms. They're supposed to be more positive. Hey, that's what you can say. You can tell them, say, well, you're supposed to be Mr. Positive then, according to this, according to Michelle. But it's true. Our brains hold on and remember and shed more easily negative light on things than positive. We have to work really hard. We have to work twice as hard. That's what that means. That's the inside influence. Second is the outside influences. This one is kind of easy because think about it. TV, magazines, the internet, everywhere we turn, we have the messages that are coming in at us that we're not enough, or we're not good enough, or we need to change in order to look like somebody else. The comparison thing. I mean, think about it. What would if we didn't feel bad about ourselves or feel like we needed to change, what would there be to buy? I mean, that they have to make us feel that way so that we will consume. Okay, so there's that, and then there's family and friends. And I'm hoping that if you have family and friends who do not build you up, that you create some space there, because we need to put people in our life who, I'm not talking about people who aren't going to be truthful with us, but we need to be surrounded with people who are going to speak life into us. Okay, so how do we deal with how do we stop having how do we stop, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by that. How do we stop doing the self-talk and talking negatively about each other? So, real quick, number 1, we have to embrace the things that are imperfect about us, because that's part of who we are. And if we can change it, then change it. If you can't, embrace it and share it with the world, because it's uniquely you. Second is, just a minute. Second, I want you to make it a habit. And that is just start catching the negative that comes into your mind. If you wouldn't say what you're hearing or saying to yourself to a good friend or even an enemy, because a lot of times we wouldn't even say it to somebody we don't like that much. If we wouldn't say it to them, it is not allowed for us to say it to ourselves. So we have to stop it by just creating the habit and catching it at the door of our mind. So if it's a negative or ugly thing to say to someone else, then we should not allow it to be said to ourselves, and we replace it with something more positive. Even if it's something that we do need to work on, let's say it in a way that builds us up, the same way we would do it for a friend. So be a good friend to yourself and make it a habit. Second, I want us to spread the love. If we are doing the habit for ourselves, I want you to speak it in to your friends, to other women. Look for things that you can build them up for, that you can compliment, that you can help them see about themselves. Because if we're doing that, then we tend to create the habit for ourselves. So I want you to create the habit and then spread the habit. That's my word for you this week in my Tuesday video. Sorry, I'm a little distracted, but I hope this was helpful. See you next week.